Welcome back everyone to another alien theory video. This one's going to be talking about a topic that I've always wanted to explore and discuss. As you guys can tell over previous videos, I've sort of alluded at what has happened in the title of this video. So the topic for this video is going to be, did the engineers actually worship xenomorphs, like the actual creature, the beast that we know from the Alien films? Because the biggest thing that's leading me to believe this has happened is if you look at the mural in Prometheus, it depicts the xenomorph sort of life cycle. On the bottom corners of it you can see two engineers, kind of humanoid looking figures with the classic kind of facehugger depiction that H.R. Giger, however you want to pronounce it, originally had created, because as far as I know, this was the only piece of sort of design work and like artwork that H.R. Giger provided for Prometheus. This was the only thing he had a hand in, was designing this mural for the film. And it's really interesting because I think to this day people are still kind of talking about it. I mean, it's 5 years later almost at this point, and people still have questions about what this actually meant in regards to the story and to the engineers themselves, because as you know, this mural was featured inside of the human chamber where you had the ampules of black goo, or the accelerant, whatever you want to call that, and you also had the giant engineer head. And if you look above into the upper arches of the actual room itself, when the characters looked up, you could see this kind of statue engraving of what appeared to be an engineer, or possibly the Titan Prometheus himself, and also the strange looking bird-like creature that was like a humanoid bird kind of crouched down in front of him. I think that's kind of alluding to the whole Prometheus story where the eagle came and pecked away at him, or whatever, the bird, you know, kind of ate away at his entrails every day. It's really interesting because I've seen a lot of theories about this and a lot of people talking about this, and I've kind of come up to my own conclusions because I think that the engineers did not create the xenomorphs themselves. I know a lot of people do believe that is the case. We won't find out until Alien Covenant, of course, and the further sequels as they lead into Alien, but it's interesting to note because personally, like I said, my theory is that the engineers did not create the xenomorphs, they just merely stumbled across them and used them in their brutal civil war that they had with their two factions. Because if you actually look at the beginning of Prometheus, it seems like there is a section of the engineers or space jockeys that actually creating life. You know, they actually like to seed life and see people and things grow across the galaxy. And then you have kind of the military section of engineers who possibly betrayed their rest of their kind and set up these testing plants in LV-223 and LV-426, like I discussed in a further video, where they tested out these weapons, you know, the black goo and everything. And this is why I think that the black goo was made possible because of testing on the xenomorphs themselves. Like I've mentioned previously in other videos, I believe the black goo is an accelerant that cuts out the eggs and all of that formation, and it just simply infects the people when it comes into contact with them and slowly morphs them into a xenomorph. Like we saw with Fifield, who was kind of in that middle evolutionary stage, and also Charlie Holloway, who got killed by Vickers with a flamethrower. It seemed like he was kind of going down that path as well. So I honestly believe that the engineers that were on the military outpost kind of worshipped the xenomorph as this creature, or almost as like the weapon that won the war for them, right? Because that's why they would make a mural of it depicting its whole life cycle, and they've been kind of testing out the further and further things with the black goo. Then that went wrong and it kind of infected the whole facility, just like the story that Yannick told Vickers in the deleted scene on Prometheus, how he was once a military man. He was on this kind of secret government testing base in the military, and things went wrong, people died, the outbreak got out, and they had to contain it by killing everybody in the facility. If you look at Prometheus also, where the scene where Fifield and Milburn discover all of the dead engineer bodies, you can see that their heads are exploded, some of them have chests exploded, so it really seems like the black goo got a hold of them, or possibly, you know, the classic facehugger chest burster type of scenario. But really interesting thing to talk about here. Definitely, that's my running theory. I don't believe that the engineers created xenomorphs. I believe that they rather came across them. They were the weapon of their, you know, salvation, and that's why they worship them, and that's been the testing on them to create the black goo. That was the ultimate weapon. The black goo was their final product. They were going to unleash it on Earth because this evil section of engineers believed humanity to be a disgrace to them, and they wanted to get rid of them. But anyway, that's my theory as of the moment. Obviously, you know, we don't know what happens in Alien Covenant, and we don't know how they're going to further expand upon the history of the engineers, because we know Alien Covenant does take place on the engineer homeworld, and there have been also leaked set photos of this kind of massacre sequence of engineers. They're all kind of mummified corpses of them. So very interesting stuff here. Definitely curious as to how Alien Covenant ties into the origin of the Xenomorphs themselves and what we learn of the engineer society in that film. So anyways, be sure to comment down below what do you guys make of this theory, and are you of the same mindset as I am, where the engineers didn't create the Xenomorph, but rather they just worship them as the ultimate weapon? Or if you guys believe in the whole engineers created the Xenomorph theory, then also comment below and let me know why you guys believe in that theory. Also, if you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe for more content like this. We cover all of the latest news, theories, explanations, and trailer breakdowns for everything in the Aliens and Predator universe. And also for you hardcore fans out there of the AVP stuff, we have a podcast coming along. It's going to be coming out every other Sunday, so you guys are going to get 2 episodes per month, and it's going to bring together a lot of very special guests who cover this type of stuff out there on the internet and YouTube, and also very special guests who are also in the industry and have worked on stuff in Alien and Predator. So that's definitely something to look forward to. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.